Year 4, hope you're ready for your Tuesday maths lesson. I'm going to share my screen with you now. Okay, could you write down today's learning objective and date to multiply and divide by 3? Today's date is the 19th of 1st, 21. Please remember to underline it with a ruler. Okay, now if you have a purple pen, you can do this in your review in purple pen, but if not, you can do it in pencil. 2 questions. Now you remember yesterday we were multiplying by 0 and multiplying by 1, and I used the word factor and product in my lesson. I'd like you to remind me what that means. So could you write down a definition of what a factor is and what a product is? Pause the video and have a go at that now. Okay, well done. So a factor, if you remember, if I just show you this calculation, here we have some examples of a factor. So here we have 2 factors. We have this factor, and we are multiplying these 2 factors together and we make the product. So if you remember yesterday, we said factor multiplied by factor equals product. Okay, today we're going to be multiplying and dividing by 3. So we're going to be using, we're going to be finding out how many groups of 3 go into a number. Okay, and using our 3 times table to help us as well today. Now we're going to start off by looking at this picture, and here I have got some kites, and on each kite they have a tail with 3 bows on it. How many bows will there be on all of the kites? Can we think of a number sentence or a calculation to show this representation? Okay, now one way I could do it is I could do this. I could do 3, add the 3, add the 3, add the 3, and that would equal 12 bows. Now that's not a particularly efficient way of doing it, and in maths I do like to be efficient, so a better way of doing it would be to use a multiplication fact, and I would have this one here: 4 multiplied by 3 equals 12. So this factor multiplied by this factor equals this product. So 4 multiplied by 3 equals 12. This is a far more efficient way of doing it. So you just need to remember today, when you're doing multiplication, that we are doing continuous addition. We're counting on in 3s each time. Let's have a look at another representation. Here we have this calculation, and this time I have some rubies. I have got 3 rubies in each group, and I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of rubies. Can you write a calculation down to show this? Well done. So I have got 6 equal groups of 3. Another way of saying it would be 6 lots of 3. So my calculation would be 6 multiplied by 3, and it equals 18. Remember, I could do this: 3, add 3, add 3, add 3, add 3, add 3, but that's not efficient. So this is my most efficient way of working this out. Now I wonder, does this calculation also show 3 multiplied by 6? Have a think. No, it doesn't. Now the answer, the product for this calculation, is exactly the same. 3 multiplied by 6 is still 18. However, if I was to draw it as a representation, and this time I've decided to use books, this is what it would look like. I'd have 1, 2, 3 groups of 6 books. So remember today to count the number of groups there are of a thing, whatever it is that's being shown. Let's pause the video and have a go at these questions now. So again, count the number of groups and how many things are in each group, and write a calculation for each one of these representations. Pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. So our first one, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3 books. So our calculation would be 4 times 3 equals 12. Our next one, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 3 logs. So our calculation would be 5 times 3 equals 15. And finally, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of 3. So our calculation would be 8 times 3, which would be 24. Okay, now we're going to stop using representations for a moment and just use digits. Now we remember when we're multiplying, we're just continuously adding. So I'm going to use a number line to help me here. And I've come up with the first calculation, which I'm going to look at, which is 1 times 3, which equals 3. Another way of writing it would be 3 times 1, or 3 lots of 1 equals 3. And on my number line, I'm doing 1 jump in threes, and it becomes the answer is 3. Now, my next one I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up 2 jumps of 3. 1, 2. So my calculation would be 2 times 3. And the answer obviously would be 6 because I add on 3 to 3 and it equals 6. Now my next one I'm going to do is 3 times 3. Pause the video now and have a think what the next number would be. Well done. Our next answer would obviously be 9 because 3 add on another 3 would be 6. Add on another 3 after that would be 9. 3 times 3 equals 9. Right, now let's have a go at some dividing by 3. Now today I might use 2 words. I might say grouping or sharing in my questions today. And let's have a look. We've got 18 cookies on the board here. Now, first of all, I have grouped them. I've grouped them into 6 groups of 3. I've done this calculation. I have calculated 18 divided by 6, which would equal 3. So for example, if I had 6 people and I wanted to give them out my 18 cookies, I would give each person 3 cookies. Again, if I only had 3 people and I wanted to share out the same biscuits, I would be sharing them amongst 3 people. And now I have 3 groups of 6. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. Let's have a go at this using some balls. We're going to divide or share these balls into 3 equal groups. How many are there in each group? Now write a calculation to match the model. Okay, well, let's have a think how we would work this out. We want to have 3 equal groups. I'm going to take my pen. Now, if you look at this array, it's very easy to see the 3 equal groups. Here's one group. Here's another group. And here's the final third group. And within each group, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 balls. So our calculation to show that would be 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Now, if I wanted to, I could divide it a different way. I could divide it into another amount. What other amount could I divide it into to make equal groups? Pause the video and have a think. That's right, I could do 4 equal groups. Here's one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And here's the final 4th one. And now each group has got 3 balls in it. So another way to write this calculation would be 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Now we're going to pause the video now on step 1. Now some of you will work just to step 1 today. Others of you will carry on to step 2 and 3 and beyond. Think about what you usually do in class. So pause the video now and have a go at these questions. Well done. Okay, now don't forget to mark your answers. So I'm going to ask you to grab a purple pen or a different colour pen and to mark these questions now. Okay, let's carry on. Now let's carry on exploring now. We're going to be looking at this division. We're going to be using our part-whole model that we've used before. Now part-whole, just like the bar model, is really good for showing our maths. So we're going to be looking at this calculation, complete the division, 12 divided by 3, by grouping. So we want to work out, and we already know the answer to this because we've done it before. We're just showing our maths in a different way. So this time I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to group these up. Now, it's not quite so obvious to group these this time. So I want to have 3 equal groups of a number. So that's one equal group. That's another equal group. And that's another equal group. I've got 3 equal groups. So my answer, I know, is going to be 4 because there are 4 blocks in each group. In my part-whole model, I'm going to show it like this. I have my total, which is 12, and I put it in the total there, the whole. And in my parts, I have 3 groups, and in each one, I have 4. In some of the questions today, I'm going to ask you to draw a part whole. Now, we can check our answer using an inverse method. Now remember that the inverse of division is multiplication. So I can check this answer is correct by doing this multiplication. 3 multiplied by 4 equals 12. And I know my answer is correct. So you can do that today with your answers. You could check your answers using the inverse method. Now let's have a go at a bar model. Again, brilliant at showing our maths. Here I have got 30, and I'm going to divide 30 into 10 equal groups. So here I have my whole 30, and here I have my 10 equal groups. Each of them have got 3 in it. 30 divided by 3 equals 10. Now that calculation is probably not correct. Let's do another one. I think a better calculation would be 3 divided by 10 equals 3. The answer is the same product. So that should be a 30. Excuse me. The answer is the same. There's just a different way of showing it. Would you like to now draw me a bar model which shows me 30 divided by 3? So there needs to be 3 groups in your bar model. And what digits would you write in each part of the bar model? Have a go at that now. And remember to use a ruler if you are going to be drawing a bar model. Well done. So your bar model probably looks a bit like this. And here we have 30 divided by 3, and each one equals 10. And again, that is the other way around, isn't it? Those ones should be swapped around. Now let's try some more steps now. Some of the questions are multiplication questions and some are division questions. So make sure you read the question carefully and decide how you're going to answer it. If you need help, you can always go back in the video and look at how I've done some of my questions in the past. So here is step 2. It says write a calculation for each question and then answer it. Here on question 2A, you're going to need to draw a part whole model. And number B, letter B rather, you're going to have to draw a bar model to show this. You don't have to draw the dots in, you could actually put digits in, but you are going to need to explain your answer because remember it is a word problem. Step 3. You are going to answer this question, do you agree with Dora and why? Again, it's going to need a sentence and you will need to use the stem sentence, I know this because, and you will show a calculation in your answer. And this one here, which one is the odd one out and why? And finally, step 4, have a go at this word problem. Use that stem sentence to help you. And finally, digging deeper, have a think here. Now it uses the words product. So remember, what does the word product mean? You might need to rewind the video just to double check that you know it. So I'm going to pause on each video step now so you can do it. Step 2, pause the video now and complete it. Step 2, 3, pause the video now and complete it. Step 4, pause the video now and complete it. Okay, now we need to remember to mark our answers before you hand them in today. Not everyone will have got to digging deeper. Don't worry if you didn't, but if you usually get to digging deeper, it would be brilliant if you did today. So the answers for step 2. The answers for step 3. And the answers for step 4. Okay, I look forward to seeing your work today, year 4. Have a lovely morning.